Welcome everybody. This is the first live stream I've done on this channel. I'm really excited. We are broadcasting on YouTube. We're broadcasting on Facebook and Twitter as well. So if you're joining in, thank you very much. I am here in my friend Dan's studio. So a couple housekeeping items before we get started. Thank you to Dan for letting me use your spot. Guys, this is an incredible spot here in Hawaii. We're on Maui right now. My family spends the summers here. But today is all about real estate. Today is all about hopefully spreading some knowledge that I have on the market and supporting my agents that I have out there with eXp Realty. So if you didn't already know, I am with eXp. I've joined eXp, I guess, almost a year ago now, and I've been really enjoying it. It has honestly reinvigorated my career. So I will dive into that a little bit later. But first off, I kind of want to bring up today's subject, which is, this is a new thing for me. I'm using StreamYard, so bear with me a little bit. Here is a ticker race to success, obviously a pun off of my racing days. But I'll give a little background into my real estate history. I have been an agent since 2004. I got out of it in 2007 when the market crashed. Couldn't take that competition. I was a new agent. It was very hard for me. But then I dove back in feet first in 2016. And it's been an amazing ride since then. So I want to go over a little bit of what I have seen in the market lately. So today's is more of a little bit of a market update. So I have a couple things that I want to go over. I think if you're reading the headlines lately, you're seeing things like recession talk, the market slowing, doom and gloom. And yes, there is a little bit of the word constipation is a terrible word, but supply is always been an issue the last couple of years, and supply is increasing, which is led to buyers having more options. But this is all driven due to the fact of the interest rates climbing, as we all know. So I will say, you're reading headlines. I'm going to read a little something from an article, and this is how most of the articles are going lately. Sales of new construction homes are down and construction is stalling. Sales of existing homes have dropped and trending below 2019 levels. As mortgage rates remain above 5%, applications have fallen to their lowest level in 22 years. That's kind of the first piece of the puzzle that all these articles are using as clickbait. But if you keep reading through most of these articles, it'll say something like this. Still, neither home prices nor mortgage rates are expected to plummet, and affording a home is likely to remain a challenge for the rest of the year. So the key thing right there, home prices are not expected to plummet. So we're seeing a little bit of a correction in some states like our state in Arizona. Sellers were getting top dollar for their house, unbelievable prices. And now there is a little bit of pushback on that. And that's because buyers have more options. But I'm going to show you three factors in which I believe that there is not a housing crisis on the horizon, and why I believe that this is a slow in the market currently for the next few months, but will increase heavily in the first quarter of next year. And I say this because we've lived through two factors in the last few years that have created a lot of uncertainty in the market and a lot of panic selling. First being the election. When Trump and the Biden election was happening, people sold like crazy, thought the market was going to slow down, and it did just the opposite. The second being COVID. We bought our house in March of 2020 at the first onset of COVID. A lot of people sold because they were scared of the uncertainty, and then the market just soared after that. So I feel like we're in a similar situation with those two scenarios, and I feel like we're going to have a turnaround. So let me show you why. First off, I want to show you this graph right here. This is the foreclosure activity based on the last, let's see, that starts in 2005. So as you can see, the foreclosure activity is extremely low, and that is due to the fact that the owners of homes are equity rich right now. They have a a ton of equity in their homes. So there's no really reason to foreclose because they can either refi out or they can sell, within 30 days, avoiding foreclosure. So that is a big factor right here. 2008, we had a huge amount of upside down homes just because of the sheer drop in housing. Another one right here is lending standards. I think this is the biggest difference. So I lived through the recession 2008. You could get a loan, which was uh, a no doc loan, stated income. So basically, you just said like, okay, I make $200,000 a year when you were making $30,000 a year. They gave you the loan for the house. People were owning 3 to 4 houses, and banking on appreciation. And then that all stopped and we had a big problem. So that is the huge difference now, is it's much tougher to get a loan and the lending standards are very high. Now, this is an interesting graph. I really like this one. This is about the supply of homes. Right now, we are at a 3-month supply. This is nationwide. This is from NAR. And this is interesting because this is still at a 2-decade low. If you look at it compared to the last 2 decades, aside from last year. So last year was an incredible, shortage of supply, and now we are seeing a 3-month supply, which is still very heavily weighed into the seller's favor. So these are the 3 factors that I believe, show me that the market is still very healthy and that we are slowing a little bit, but year over year, we're still seeing double-digit appreciation numbers, which, if you look at the past 20 years, is still an incredible appreciation rate. So, is the market slowing down? Yes. Is the market crashing? No. So, I believe, honestly, my opinion is that we're going to see a little slowdown in the next few months. All depends on the Fed and the rates. But I feel like in the first quarter of 2023, we're going to see another sharp appreciation. So those are my opinions on that. I'm going to turn now to, I'm going to look through a couple comments that we have here. If you're joining us live on YouTube, thank you guys. Obviously, we have a big following on our family channel, and it's cool to kind of do a different channel. It's something that I'm passionate about. I've been passionate about real estate for a very long time, and this is really cool to kind of bring this to you guys. I am at eXp Realty. It is a brokerage in which it kind of rewards you for bringing agents on. So there's a whole side to the eXp model that's all about agent attraction. So I have 18 agents that are with me at eXp. So this is also for them to gain a little knowledge, to bring this to their clients and to hopefully help them in their business. So if you're watching this YouTube video and you're part of my organization, thank you very, very much. If you'd like to learn more about joining my organization, there is a link on the description of the live YouTube. It is a type form. You can fill that out and actually book a one-on-one meeting with me to discuss possibly joining my team. There's a lot of things that, there's so many stories I'd love to tell. There's so many people that I'd love to bring on, and this will be a weekly show. And this is something that I wanted to do for a while now. In my organization, I have Haas Pratt, who wrote The Listing Boss. I have Lisa Copeland, who's an amazing agent out of Texas. I have Tarek El Musa, who is, obviously a TV personality. He's on tons of real estate shows. And I also have Lauren Hunt, who's an icon agent who works directly with me in Phoenix. So I would love to, in the future episodes, bring some of those individuals on so I can share their knowledge and their stories as well. And I feel like we're all in kind of different niches. For me, it's luxury. For Tarek, it's obviously house flipping. For Lisa, she's really, really great with new agents and building a business in new areas. Haas Pratt is amazing lead gen. He's a well-published author. He has a really great book called Listing Boss. Highly suggested if you haven't read that. So I'm going to be bringing on guests every week. We're going to be discussing different topics. And I really invite you as the viewer to, write your comments down below. Tell me what you'd like to learn more about. There's so much talk about the market shifting and the market changing and how to adapt to that. And honestly, guys, this is a good thing. This is an amazing opportunity to be an agent that stands above the other agents and to set yourself apart. I think what we saw in the last couple of years is your aunt or your uncle or your brother that's never sold a house was getting listings because it was so easy to sell a house, to be honest. And now you're really going to have to set yourself apart. We've rewound the clock to 2016, 2017, and this is the time when a great agent can make a killing and really, really dive into their sphere and into their market and to really make a difference. And that's the wheelhouse that I like to play in. So I've kind of welcomed this slowdown a little bit in the market. It's given my buyers way more options. And in my opinion, this is a lull. And I believe that we're going to head into another great appreciation over the next few years due to the fact that inflation just keeps climbing. So let me see if there's any questions for you guys out there. I'm going to show you a couple little things too. I'm going to pop this up on the screen while I'm looking at things. If you are interested in joining EXP, these are the details. I know a lot of you are probably at different brokerages like Remax. I was at Remax for a long time, Coldwell Banker. And EXP has an amazing platform. It's all cloud-based, no brick and mortar. Keep a lot of your commissions, very low startup fees, low split. And there's 3 different ways to earn revenue with EXP. These are just the startup costs. This is the commission split. This is kind of the meat of it when you join EXP. But the really great part about this brokerage is there's 3 different ways to earn income. And that's kind of what I think is pretty cool. Let me show you this little ticker on the bottom. So 3 different ways to earn income is commission from sales, revenue share, and stock rewards. So a different model, and a model that's growing, and the agent count is insane. I think they're year over year, they're like doubling and tripling their agent count just because so many people are realizing that there's different ways to earn income. And that's been some really, really eye-opening revelations for me, because I was always like, okay, I got to hit, X amount per year. And the clock would always restart. And it was just kind of a constant grind. But with the XP, with the revenue share, you can bring other agents on. You're all invested in each other's business. And then you start to earn some revenue share. And it's, leveraged income. Essentially, you're getting a check every month. And it's just a whole nother way to earn money as an agent when you're not selling. So it's something you can do on the side along with your traditional business. And then there's also stock bonus. So every time you bring an agent on, you get a little stock. And that's really kind of my pot for my retirement plan, because honestly, most agents don't have that. So that's really cool. So as I'm earning commission, as I'm bringing other agents on, the stock awards keep piling up. I just kind of let it sit there, and the stock has done really well over the last couple of years. So food for thought. Let me see here. We also have, I want to kind of bring up, we're going to do this every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern or 12 p.m. Pacific. Turn the bell notification on if you're on YouTube. It will notify you when we go live so you can check it out. Let's see here. So someone, Connie, thank you for commenting. You're on Facebook. You said, do you think the market is going to crash? I think it's risky the way the economy is doing right now. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about right now is the economy and the relation to real estate. I think what happened in the last few years with inflation, a lot of really savvy people park their money in real estate because it is a really great hedge against inflation. So now that we're having these high interest rates, and the economy is slowing a little bit, you're seeing a little bit of that pause from consumers. People are kind of in the waiting game right now, and I think that's more or less what's happening. I don't think we're headed to a recession like 2007, 2008. The stats just don't show that. Will there be a slowdown? Will it take a little longer to sell a house? Will that house sell for maybe 5 to 10% less than it did a year ago? Yeah, sure. That's completely normal. I think people are just getting more realistic. But do I think we're headed for a crash? No, I don't think so. I think we're headed for a little slowdown, and I think that next year, I think it will pick up again. But if you're looking to buy, you only buy that house once. You can refi it, and yes, the rate's higher right now. I would buy now because I feel like year over year numbers last year in Arizona, it was nearly 25% appreciation year over year. it's looking like we're headed to more like a 11 to 14% appreciation year over year, which is still in the digits, which is amazing. So I don't see that turning around. I see it slowing down to a traditional 5 to 6% is what we normally see. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. I can put them on the screen. So that was you, Connie. Thank you very much. If you're on YouTube, it doesn't auto-populate here. If you're on Facebook, I can see it right here, which is pretty cool. So I'm learning this as I'm going, obviously, and it is really cool to bring this sort of quality to the live stream. I've been doing Zooms with a lot of my followers in the past, but this is something that I'm doing now because I feel like we can just hit a broader audience and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So let me see if I can pull up any other questions. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so I will probably wrap this up if there's no more questions. But this is obviously the first broadcast, and I'm very thankful for Dan. I'm in Hawaii, so this is kind of out of my norm, but I'm in this beautiful studio. Yeah, it is incredible here. Look at where we're at. I mean, this is really cool. So I'm excited. I will be hopefully back here. If you have me back, he actually gave me a little bit of coffee, even. I mean, look at this. I'm totally being set up here. The hospitality is amazing. So I want to thank you. And then also, if you guys want to learn more on YouTube, there is a Typeform link. I will put it into the Facebook post after this too, so you guys have it. But if you're interested in joining my organization, I highly suggest it. I'm going to do this for my agents, for their support, but also for you guys who are just tuning in. And if there's any topics that you guys want to dive into, I will bring those up next time. Thank you to the Colhane groups. Brian Colhane, he is sort of he is the co-founder of EXP, by the way, and he is in my upline, and he is a huge asset. So thank you, brother, for making me part of this group. We are the Winners Club. So every day our downline gets education, either from myself or from Haas Pratt or even Tarek El Musa. So this is a really cool opportunity for our agents, and this is kind of me giving back to my group, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So thank you guys. And I will be back here 12 p.m. Pacific next Wednesday, and hopefully you have a good day. Cheers.